Okay. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. I'm Krishna Priya. I'm a senior product manager and a lead for customer success at Glyphic. So some of you must have met me already at different instances. For others, like I couldn't attend Accelerator meetup due to my health issues. So we'll get started. This call is majorly set because we understand that some of you couldn't get enough time to ask all your questions on the pilot planning during the accelerator meetup. And some of you had to leave early. So, this call is to ensure that you have that space where you understand it and also have more time to ask more specific questions so that the objective is by end of this week you along with your mentor are able to finalize your pilot goals. So that's the end goal that we are targeting towards. I'll spend like first 15, like 20 minutes on going through the PPT again that we have shared in brief. And the next 10 minutes we'll be going through the sheet as well. Like this time we'll also added an example for you to be able to understand things better, hopefully. And then like we'll also have like at every point I'll be pausing for Q&A so you can ask as many questions as you have. So, and this we would like you to be more interactive because it's a call for you to ask questions. So please feel free to stop at any point, like unmute yourself, ask questions. Since I'll be sharing screen, I won't be able to see who have raised hand or typed in chat. So feel free to unmute yourself and speak. I'll just get started. Sorry. Can somebody confirm if you're able to see the screen?
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah, thanks. Okay. So all these discussions are coming from a major question on how do we know that our AI chatbot is ready for a larger use case? So you have all created a chatbot which is working. Some of you that I'm in touch with have already said like, hey, we have tested with our internal team and we are getting the results and we are happy with the results. But when do we exactly know that it is ready for a larger user base? Because like this is working for your team where you are testing in a very controlled environment where you're asking like only the questions that are giving will give you a good answers, or testing in a way that you know like hey how to make it work sort of a situation. But is it ready for a real life a larger user base scenario or not is the most important question. So for that to be answered, we encourage all our organizations to do a lot of pilots on ground. So again, pilot is not a non-familiar term for a lot of you. You might be doing in different formats for your on-ground program, non-tech programs as well. So here we are trying to give you like a small framework, which is on how do you run a pilot or know that your AI chatbot or a AI product is ready for a long-term, like a on-ground usage or not. This is the overall objective that we are trying to do. Again, this is only a framework for a ease of understanding or for us all to keep grounded or like directed in a common direction. But please do not get overwhelmed with these terms. These are pretty much what you have been already doing it intuitively. You just haven't put a term to it today. So if these terms are feeling overwhelming to you, don't even think of the term. Just think of the meaning of it, like, and question yourself at every point, like, hey, have we done this? Like, did we do this? Are we satisfied with the results? If we are satisfied with the results, let's go on the ground or let's increase our larger user base. So that's the whole idea behind this framework. So I'll explain you in very simple terms on what these are. So model evaluation, the first concept that we are doing is you build a tech product. Is the tech even working? So as in like, for example, like this is something for all the products in the market. This is not just for an AI product. So for example, tomorrow, if you are building something like an app called Myntra, so how many of you are familiar with Myntra? Like maybe you can just do like a quick thumbs up or something if you're familiar with what Myntra is. Tanu, are there any thumbs up in the group?
Yes, we've received 3. Yeah, we have received. We're getting it. Yeah.
Okay. So just for some of you who don't know, Myntra is an application which is built where you can actually search for different clothes, different types of clothes, different genders of clothes, and place an order so that you get that close to your house, right? So this is what like the Myntra is actually doing. But before they launched Myntra to the entire country, they must have first checked if the application is the search bar even working, or if the concept of placing the order and the order getting delivered, is that working, like the basic code of it is working or not, is what they must have checked before they actually made it viral, spent a lot of money on marketing, spent a lot of money on sales, etc., or forming like a larger team. So even for you, when you create an AI chatbot, the first thing is to see, is the AI part of the chatbot even working or not. It is as simple as, is it giving answer to your question or not, right? So that's what model evaluation is. Before you do any fancy stuff around it, you should see the core of it is actually working or not. Now the second thing is, now the basic code is working, but is the product that we have built is used as intended or not? For example, in case of Myntra, they have put like the code is working, but they have built like things around it so that people can actually place orders. So are people even coming on to Myntra? Are they even using the filter option that is given? Are they even able to search? Do they even know that there is a search option and they can search for clothes? Do they even know there's a wish list option? Do they even know that they can add it in a bag and place the product on? So just to know that if the product is being used as intended. So nobody's like coming to Myntra and expecting to place a food order, right? So just understanding that if the product in a whole sense is working or not is what the product evaluation stage is. In your case, you will be looking at certain things for you to know if your AI chatbot is being used as intended or not. As in, if you have built a chatbot for pregnant women to come and ask questions, are they even coming and asking questions? Do they even know that they can ask questions? Can they even send a voice note? Is that, do they even know that they have to click on a next question, the interactive button that you have sent? So those are the kind of the product evaluation stage that we'll work on. We'll cover on it in more detail in a couple of next slides, but this is the product evaluation stage. Now the basic model is working. At least people know how to do the product, but are people even liking it? As in, if somebody is thinking of buying a clothes, are they first thinking of Myntra or are they thinking of a Meesho or an offline setup? So, and two, maybe they're just coming and checking all the clothes, but not eventually checking out. Myntra don't want people to just come and search for clothes. Myntra eventually want people to place orders because that's their source of revenue, right? So even in your case, the user is even liking it or not. Are they acting on what they're intended to act? So that's what the AI chatbot, in your case, the user evaluation would look like. And how this is exactly translating there, we'll also speak about it in detail. And the last stage is the impact evaluation stage. Again, for running Myntra, maybe they are spending X amount of money, but eventually they are not getting those many orders. So why would a Myntra owner want to continue with Myntra? They might want to continue. Maybe they would benefit better if they are actually collaborating with somebody else. Maybe they'll earn more revenue because for them, the outcome is revenue. At the end of the day, they want to make profits. So if Myntra as a source is not working, because model is working, everything is working, but I'm not getting the revenue that I want as a Myntra founder. So why would I continue that? I would probably set up a shop which is giving me more income. I would actually put a shop in a mall that is giving me more income. Maybe I'll set up another method where they are booking for clothes, maybe an Instagram page. So that's the evaluation that I'm doing. Like, hey, what I'm doing, is it even cost effective for for the outcome that I want to achieve? But in case of our non-profit sector and the AI chatbots that we are building, so you don't want people to just come ask questions. So when you started a chatbot, I don't think that was in your mind like, hey, I want people to just come and ask questions. You actually thought of a bigger outcome in your mind. Your hypothesis was if people come and ask more health related questions, they'll be more health conscious and they'll get more vaccination for their kids, or they will have like a regular scans during their pregnancy. So this is a bigger outcome that you had in your mind. Like your intention was never that people just come and ask 10 questions and that's my success. That is not your success. Is that number of questions that is being asked is actually translating into the development outcomes that you have planned for or not, to in a cost effective manner or not. Maybe chatbot is being ineffective for you. Maybe you hiring an intern and them answering questions over a call is more effective. Maybe there's another IVR system that you are setting which is answering questions for your users and still achieving the same outcomes that you are trying to achieve. So evaluating all this is when you say ki, hey, the AI chatbot that I created is impacting the end users. Impact is a stronger word, and that's where the impact evaluation part would come in. While I'll tell like in more detail how it translates and like what we can measure at each stage, any high level questions on this? Sushil, is this clear?
Yeah, Krishna, it's clear.
Yeah. Sai, is it clear? Sai, Rahul, are you on call? I'm assuming it's clear. So if there are no questions on this,
Krishna,
I'll
some people have given thumbs ups. Just a heads up.
awesome. Thank you so much. So now we'll just get into the evaluation. Like now the Mintra is not what we are actually building. We are actually building a AI chatbot for use cases. So let's see what does it mean in our context. So in the context, whenever you're building an AI chatbot, in a model evaluation stage, what you want to check is the AI accurate? Like the AI answers that you're getting is accurate and is correct, like correct in terms of like is it based coming from the knowledge base or not, is it even like adding its own hallucinations, etc., and is it consistently giving the same answer, like maybe 10 times 10 users asking the same question to a chatbot, is it still giving the same consistent answer, is something we'll do in a model evaluation stage. And how do we do this? How do we know if the AI answers are accurate or not? One, through a manual expert validation. So, all of you on the call who knows the program end to end, who knows what is going in the knowledge base, or your subject matter experts in your organizations. So, first thing is one, we encourage you to actively check the answers that are coming, at least in the first, second pilot stage, to see if the answers are as per your expectations or not. Is the answers even right that you can be sending it to the end users or not? So that's one way of doing the model evaluation. I mean, to see like if the AI or the AI part of it is working. When I say AI part of it, is model working for you? Is the knowledge base working for you? Is the prompt working for you? These are the three parts which is consisting in AI today, right? So one is to just do this manual evaluations. Second thing, do you think you can continue doing manual evaluations? Say tomorrow you added one line extra in the prompt. Maybe that one line extra is solving for one answer that because of which you changed. But maybe it actually spoiled the 10 other answers. You never know that. Or maybe you want to check another model that you heard is working well for your use cases. Maybe you added one additional document or removed one document from your knowledge base. So any change that you do, you can't keep manually checking it. One, definitely you have to manually check it, but you, a single person or a two-person team cannot cover like 100% that key, hey, whatever change I made didn't affect the entire chatbot. Just to ensure that, what we'll do is we'll use a method called evals, which is the shortcut for evaluation, where we'll use LLM to evaluate the chatbot. So whenever you're making any changes, you will actually use LLM to run like a standard frequently asked questions multiple times and get like an average score. Like, hey, after making the change, if the scores are not deviating, then even if you made a change, the chatbot didn't disrupt as a whole. But suppose, say, after you made a change, the scores are getting too low, then ki, hey, something went wrong. Do I want to revert? Do I want to change? Do I want to check why it happened? Etc. So we will be doing this model evaluation, like how to do it through evals. It's a feature that is coming on to the Glyphic only. And we will teach you how to do this towards the third week of this month. That will be a separate webinar that you all will be attending. So, and later on, you'll be working with your mentors to actually work on it. Right now, you just know that this is something that you will do in the next 2 months. Right now, you don't need to worry about this evals part. You can only check the accuracy of your answers so that you are confident before you are going on to the pilot. To the product evaluation stage. In the product evaluation stage, our focus is the chatbot being used, engaged, and are retaining the users? And how will we know that if the product is working properly or not? By running pilots. Like, how would you know? Because you can think like, hey, this is how people will use. But most of you must have experienced that you have designed programs in past which you think will be groundbreaking, but then you ended up understanding different insights when you went on ground. So anything, this is same for any product that you are building as using tech also. You have to go on the ground and see if the people are even coming onto the chatbot and asking questions, or at what point in the flow that people are dropping off. And are people coming again and again? If people are coming again and again, then like, hey, people are liking something in the product because of which they are coming again and again. And say you have had a few features like asking questions or sending a image and getting more input. So there can be different features that you must have included. Are people even using it? And by tracking all this data, if product is working. So your model is working because it gave you right answers. Product fundamentally, this use case is working, that because people are coming and showing interest, it means fundamentally the use case is working. Like some parts of use cases working or not, that you will know at this stage. So running pilot only will help you know if the product is actually working or not. Maybe by end of this pilot, you'll understand like, hey, this use case itself is not being used by our users. Then probably it's a good time for you to pivot and see what is exactly needed by them. So that's something that we'll be doing in a product evaluation stage. And user evaluation is to get more better insights. Now, in a 3-question, like say you have a 5 questions flow and people stopped after third question. Say most of them stopped. Then for you, are you just going ahead with an assumption that next 2 questions, maybe people just like answering 3 questions, not 5 questions? Or maybe you want to know, maybe they found some difficulty in third question because of which they stopped. Or maybe they needed some data in third question because of which they took a time. So all your data that you collect through the chatbot, you'll only get better to know why of what when you talk to people. So again, after pilots, it's very important to collect data from the chatbot and also to go and talk to the users. It can be via chatbot flow again, it can be via group discussions, interviews, again, maybe just reading through the messages just to understand like, hey, what's the user sentiment? Are they even liking it? Why they didn't complete a particular action? What was their motivation behind it? What is their emotion behind it? And are the users saying like, did they like it or not? What they did not like it? And maybe just asking users, do you find a potential in using this to solve your problem? It's only a user reported confidence. It's not actually meaning anything, but at least it gives you a right direction ki, maybe users are liking this. People are, so say if 10 people are coming back and they are saying that they are liking it, you're going in a right direction. So that's the whole important thing for you to evaluate your product and the user level while running pilots. And there'll be last thing, which is impact evaluation, where you have to compare like a AI product versus non-AI method, a lot of these things, and the cost per user, all those things we'll be doing. But this is not our focus for the next 6 months, because that takes like a very longer conversation, deeper research that's going to be done. And also like it can't, like that should be done once you crack your AI product, like what exactly is working and what is working for your users. So our focus for the next 6 months will be just these 3 elements. It will not be on the impact evaluation. Any questions on this? Prakash, any questions till this point?
No questions from me, sir.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Any other questions before we move on?
मेरी फर्स्ट पॉइंट ये है कि नया आम बन गया है और वहाँ पे डॉक्टर का पोस्टिंग हो गया है, प्लस
जी
सॉरी, मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा है जो भी बोल रहे हैं, सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है.
They've muted themselves, Krishna. I think it was by mistake. I think so.
Okay, okay.
Think.
Anybody else जिसको समझ में नहीं आया and you want a repetition of a particular thing with a different example or something? Okay, now we'll spend like a next couple of minutes to actually, just give me a second, to go through the sample pilot planning sheet. Oh, sorry. Again, this is the same sheet. Here we tried to fill an answer with one of the examples, which I'll be explaining also. This is the sheet that is given to you. Again, why this format? It's just for us to cover, like when we are doing a pilot, we are thinking in all directions. Ki, हम लोग when we are running a pilot, how is the pilot engagement happening? But does engagement give the entire picture? No. It's people's opinion give the entire picture. So we are also collecting like how people are perceiving it, how your users are perceiving it. So that will give us an entire picture. Say, and that will also give us like a gaps in your running pilot. Maybe more people are coming onto your chatbot, but people said they did not like it. So that's also interesting to understand. Then why did people even get onto your chatbot? Did somebody force them on the ground, like, or nudge them a lot on the ground, like, hey, you have to ask questions, you have to ask questions. Maybe that's the reason the number of questions that they asked or the user engagement is high, but they said they did not like it. Or the other way around, they asked like 10 questions, etc. Or they didn't ask questions and they are just saying like, hey, I love the chatbot. Then you know they did not like the chatbot because they did not even use the chatbot to give an opinion. So this gives like a overall entire picture for you to understand. And there are a few questions for you to be able to think through, like, how are you planning to run the pilot? Rather than like, we just don't want to have like a vision in mind without having a plan. We just want to have a plan in place. So this is that plan that we thought will create for you. And just for you to, like, if it is easy for some of you to understand, this is more that quantitative metrics that we all track. This is the qualitative feedback that we all track. So it's just the different terms that we are using here. So whatever terms is comfortable for you, you can do it. Okay, now filling the sheet, I'll give you an example of one of the organizations that we work with. So this is an educational organization who has a chatbot for their learners who are trying to clear 10th grade exams after taking a break. It's an open school 10th grade exams that they want to clear. And till now, so their original idea of chatbot is chatbot should be one place where they can come and do the quiz, they can access the lessons, etc. Like till now, that was the chatbot that they had. Now they want to implement a AI element in it. The reason why they want to implement a AI element is because each learner, they attend like a camp for 2 hours a day and they have like a mentor there. But every time a student gets a question, they are either not in the camp. When they are at home, they either call the mentor that they have, and it's generally odd timing. Sometimes the mentor might pick up, might not pick up, or sometimes they don't have the number of the mentor, or they are shy to ask the mentor. And like whenever they don't, like, already their motivation is not way too high, and because they didn't get their question immediately resolved, they either leave the question or they forget it. So both are not good for a long-term learning. So to solve that problem, this particular organization wanted to bring a AI element in their chatbot where students can get ask questions to the chatbot and get immediate answers. So that's the whole idea that why they want to start the chatbot, why they want to start the AI element of it. Now, what is the objective of your pilot? So now this is a chatbot that they want to build in the future. That they want to like chatbot to be that first source of asking questions for the users. That is the bigger objective of the chatbot. But because they are implementing it for the first time, do you think they have to check all these things in a pilot? No, because that's not what they are building. Because it's the first time they're introducing an AI element within a rule-based chatbot. So this one objective of your pilot should be, what is that one or two things that you are checking in this small pilot? Please don't confuse it with objective of your chatbot. Maybe your objective of chatbot is 10 different things. You want students to love the chatbot. You want students chatbot to be their guide during the exams clearing. You want a chatbot to send nudges to them to have more attendance to the camps. So there can be so many objectives of your chatbot. But in a pilot, so pilot is for us to implement fast, fail fast, learn fast, and iterate, right? So keep your objective of the pilot just one or two things which you can track easily. And this is the most important thing. Spend most of your time in defining the objective of your pilot. So in case of this organization that I want to talk with, they just want to see if the AI is answering questions accurately and as per learner's preference. So learner's preference, they have added it as a prompt. So they just want to see if, first thing is, because it's an AI chatbot, they want to see if AI is answering accurately or not, more than anything. Two, they want to see if users are finding chatbot as a potential medium. Again, it's important to note, it's not that users are loving the chatbot or not. Users are asking 80% of their questions to chatbot or not. It's because they understand it's the first time that we are introducing the chatbot to the users, AI part to the users. Are users even finding it a potential medium to ask questions in future or not? So this is the most important thing. So please spend as much time as possible on what is the one or two things that you want to do it in, like check in your pilot. Don't have 10 different things. Please have only two things that are practically possible. So this is the first starting point for your pilot planning. Second, how many users are you planning to pilot? This organization is doing with 60 users. Again, we recommend at least 50 users, 50 real users, not 50 from your team, 50 real users. The reason being, if you are just experimenting with, say, 5 people, then it's like individual giving opinions rather than giving like getting a holistic picture. Say if it's 60 varied learners, at least I'll know like people will give different perspectives. And if more users are giving a particular perspective, I know like, hey, probably this is the problem. So try to have it with like at least 50 real users so that you get like a better feedback, better picture of what can be improved and what is that you should continue in the chatbot. Third thing is the duration of the pilot. Again, we recommend at least 30 days. Again, 30 days, no logic here. Just that more time for you to collect feedback, etc. Like, this is not a recommendation. This is what this organization have filled. But again, if you think you can do a 1 week pilot, you can do it. 2 weeks pilot, whatever will give you the feedback for you to be able to feedback and data so that you can evaluate for yourself if you have met this objective or not. So everything is linked to your objective. And even if it's happening in like say 2 weeks pilot, it's okay. That's absolutely fine. There's no right or wrong answer here. But it should give you enough data, enough feedback. So that's the only main priority. Now, who are your pilot users? It's just for you to think through like whom do you want to learn with. Here, this organization, because they are doing for 60 learners, they further broke it down. Where are those 60 learners coming from? They are coming from the camps where the maximum attendance and highly engaged mentors are there. The reason being, kids who, like the learners who come on a regular attendance and have a highly engagement. A hypothesis is they are the ones who will give like a more honest feedback, direct feedback compared to the learners who are not coming regularly. So when you're selecting your users, it's super important for you to pick the ones who will give you the honest feedback, who should be able to tell you like, hey, this bot doesn't make sense, if it doesn't make sense. So that level of honesty is what you want in the first year. You don't want Like, we don't want 100% success here. Our success is when we get a good understanding of what happened and what are our next steps. That's our success. Our success is not 80% engagement. Our success is getting good feedback, good insights, good next steps. So please have that in mind. And again, how will you onboard your users? This organization is doing in-person and a group training. That's also our recommendation. As much as possible, please do an in-person session so that you can also observe people while doing it. It's also not just what they say, it's how they are perceiving it. You'll see that smaller expressions of frustration, smaller expression of excitement when they get their first automated answer. So all these insights you'll be able to get. Like, and by onboarding also, you know what are the questions that they are asking. You know what are the confusions in that flow. So all this, like in person, will be always suggested, but whatever is working for you in your context. So any questions on the overview of pilot? This particular session. Now you have to fill answers for yourself, like after you go back. But any questions on this? Manya, any questions? Like any questions? Maybe can you give a quick thumbs up if you're clear with it? If not, if there are no questions.
Yeah, Krishna, there are some of them who've given. Yeah, the usual people. Everybody else, please do respond.
This is super important because you have to fill the sheet for your pilot plan. So if you have any questions, you can ask. Okay, awesome. Now the product evaluation part.
Hi, Ahili this side.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
Can
catch your name.
yeah. Like, is it possible to get that sample sheet?
Yes, of course. This sample sheet will be shared with all of you.
Okay then. Thank you.
This sample sheet, the recording of this webinar will be shared with all of you. And I'll also be sending out a poll in the group today evening. If you need like a common, like a 1 hour just for question and answer on this sheet while you're working on this sheet, we can do an office hours also. So that like you can also like prep more if you want before you go on a call with your mentor, or you can ask your mentor also. Either way works. Okay? Cool. Okay. Now on the product evaluation, it's like what metrics would you track to understand your product usage by users? So this is how we will know if the product product is being intended as using or not. Now, again, this also would be coming from your objective. So your objective, like this organizational objective is if the AI is answering the questions accurately or not. So for them to know if AI is answering accurately or not, they have to check like if what is the accuracy of the answers given by LLM. After the pilot is done, they'll have somebody to manually rate it, like on a scale of 1 to 3, how accurate is this answer? On a scale of 1 to 3, how satisfied are with this answer or something? And because it's on the AI accuracy, because it's a AI chatbot, they also want to track the number of times the system failed. So this is on the product evaluation because they want to know all this. Like this is coming under model evaluation, but because we don't have it here, we can include it here because this is one of the main objectives. The second objective is because the second objective is if users are finding the chatbot as a potential medium to ask questions or not. So they want to see how many users are even accessing the AI flow. And once they are accessing, how many questions are they asking? If they're just asking one questions, either they are lost interest or they don't have any questions and this chatbot is not the right use case to do. Or maybe they are not knowing how to ask questions. Maybe the first question also they asked just because somebody else has asked to do. So all this hypothesis you can form or like you can collect some more data once you know like hey, how many questions. So this is the basic thing, like how many people have accessed the flow and how many questions they ask in this particular conversation. And how many questions are like overall are being asked. And average number of times learner came back to ask question by themselves. This is more like a retention. Because if more people are coming back and asking questions, it means they are liking the chatbot. There is a potential maybe that then we know that, hey, users find the chatbot as a potential medium for asking questions because they are coming by themselves and asking questions again and again. Third thing is the messages they have sent. This is more for other things. Like they want to see how many questions are sent outside the flow, like to understand UX confusion, small talk, etc., so that they can refine their flow in future. So this is another thing that they are collecting. So these are some of the things which they are collecting to know if they are meeting this objective or not. Again, these are whatever data will get a number here, right? Like say out of 60 users, 40 users have accessed the flow. 4 times they have come. This is only a number. And does the number give the entire picture? No. Asking people why of what will give us the entire picture. So they have put together like a few metrics that they want to track to get the user's perception. So some questions can be understanding this more better, and more questions are around these two again. So here, how is answering questions accurately or as per learner's preference? So this is more important for them to ask. So here they are asking a question like, did chatbot understand your question properly? Did you understand the chatbot answers properly? Do you think do you find this feature useful or not? What did you like the most? What did you not like the most? And if you have a question in future, would you come again? Again, like this will only give us an indicative thing. If they say yes, at least you know, like, hey, more people are asking again and again. And they also said like they'll ask in future. It means the users find it as a potential medium. So this gives you confidence that, hey, we are moving in the right direction, and pilot 2 will track more metrics. So these are some of the things that they are tracking for a user evaluation point of view. And how are they collecting this? They are collecting some of this feedback through chatbot via another flow. And they said out of the 4 camps that we are working, we'll do focused group discussion at least in 2 camps. Again, this is practical. This is not unrealistic. So it's also important to keep like it's practical. The pilot plan should help you in the direction to move forward. It's not like a separate vision document we have and none of us are looking at it later. Because your next office hour calls with your mentor are grounded to this. So they will be helping you check with like, hey, is your flow, because you added all this, but is your flow having all this? If it doesn't have all this, then it doesn't make sense. So it's important to think of all these smaller things. So spend the time in planning the sheet. Everything else, you can just build around it. Any questions here? Rama, Shinu, any questions? Vishnupriya, Divan. Thanks, Shinu, for confirming. Rama, Himanshu, do you have any questions?
Thank you, but it's clear now. If anything after, then I'll ask you to share.
Yeah, sure. So I'll share the sheet with you. I'll share the webinar recording with all of you. And I'll send out a poll if you need like office hours, like a common office hours also before the office hours. Like your office hours with your mentors are anyways there. In case you haven't booked it, please book it. That will anyways continue. But if you want like a common call just to ask questions on this as you are preparing, if you have any questions, happy to host that as well. Okay. Cool. That's pretty much it from my end. If you have any questions, you can stay back and ask, or else we can end the call.